here we have closure, and this was a liquidity push. So even if you, yeah, I already covered that. This can be a QML here or quasi. Considering that thing, I think this can be a retest trade, and from this point I think longs can continue. So that is my point of view on gold. US30, we will cover that after some time, because I don't want to take too much of time, and I don't want. Okay, Euro USD is going good. Yeah, so yeah, that was the reasoning behind the gold trade. I'm looking for sells in around this area, which is, let's make it a psychological area, which is 4640. I'm gonna mark it here, 4640. So this can be a selling area, and I'll just take 1 minute to analyze Nasdaq also. So Nas have the similar story actually. We are on the weekly fair value gap already. We swept these lows, and which was weekly low going to the daily, and daily was also, if I extend this, okay, this was a good area which can be a liquidity point. Let's go to the 1 hour. Do we have a structure shift? Yes, from this point we was having a structure shift. So I think today can be a longs play, or we can potentially take some longs on Nas. Let me delete everything once again so that we don't have any confusion. So ideally the situation, we already respected this. I think today, I think the breakout scenario can be the play. Yeah, I don't think so we should take pullback trades. Why? Because we haven't broken the structure, so we cannot rely on the pullback. But with the breakout, we can say that yes, momentum is picking up. I think today breakout scenario will be in play. Stop loss can be below the VWAP. Even if we got slightly above this 200 EMA, stop loss can be below the VWAP, and we can easily target. Let's see what we can target. Going to the daily. Yeah, this can be the daily high of the last day. So this can be the target for today. I like this trade idea. I know we don't have so much risk to reward here, but yeah, some days price may not give us huge risk to reward. If I go to the 1 hour time frame, actually this supply was also good, but yeah, based on the daily and all the things, I think that this breakout can be a play. Let's take a look at US30, by the way. Yeah, US30, I think we can take out this weekly high, but on the other hand, I will like to wait for this pullback here. Why? If I extend this line, we have couple of rejections here. 50-minute also have a decent order block, and this 200 EMA, which is a very crucial thing when it comes to US30, because it moves well with US30. 200 EMA, look at this rejection from here. Yeah, I was eyeing on a buy here, but yeah, I didn't got a solid confirmation, but this was a good trade here. So yeah, today I will be eyeing on buys either here, but if we overextended and 200 EMA is like we are way too away from the 200 EMA, then I don't mind selling around this area. Why? Because we have a solid support and resistance area around this mark. If I go to the 4 hour, can we adjust it? This will be also a weekly high. So ideally I want the weekly high to be gone, and after that I will plan for some kind of shorts. Do we have any order block untested area? Okay, I think this wick was untested, so this can be a reference point that maybe we can have some kind of reversal around this area. I'm gonna delete. Okay, I'm gonna make this weekly high little bit thicker so that we know that from this point this can be a liquidity point. Of course, I'm not expecting price to reverse, but definitely we can catch that small pullback. That's our trade. We will be way too away from the 200 EMA, and it works on the 15-minute, by the way. So we will be way too away from the 200 EMA, and at that point I will like to take some shots. Actually, on the 15-minute we have this area also from where this whole leg started, and this was never tested, so maybe we can rely on that also. Yeah, on the 30-minute also it makes sense. If I zoom in, actually this order block was also never tested. We slightly tested that. So this will be the area where I will be eyeing on some kind of shots. So so that's it. Yeah, let's see
Thank
what
you.
chat is doing.
Thank you for that, Samir. What does Samir? By the way, what does Baija means? Samir Baija.
Where is
Here. What does that Baija means?
it? Is bhaiya.
Oh, Baija. What
It
does
is
that
like
mean?
brother only. Hey Samir
Okay.
bro, like
Ah,
he's saying something like that.
well, Baija. I'm
No,
going
no,
now
it is not
to
J. It is
oh
Y only.
Bahia. Okay, Bahia.
Yeah, yeah.
Bahia. I'm going back to the charts. If that's okay with you, Bahia. Uh, let's see. We have a couple of things here I want to point out because in about 9 minutes we're gonna have high impact news coming out, which is right here, PCE, and about less than 10 minutes. Not about less than 10 minutes. So get ready. I mean, if you're in the market and you're not sure about your position, maybe now is not the time to be in the market.
My camera is okay or
Yeah, now it is as usual.
oh, okay. It's okay.
And
I just
yes,
okay.
now it is okay. The so it is so now is not the time to be if you're not check your position, make sure that if you are still in the market that the you're confident that you follow your plan, you enter your stop loss, everything, and you're still supposed to be in that trade. Because if you're not, you're gonna be kind of frustrated, right? You We're not supposed to be the trade, and to take a loss on high impact news, that could mean a bigger than anticipated loss because market can gap away from your you may get filled away from your lower or higher wherever direction you are, further away in any case from your your set stop loss. In my case, I took a long earlier on the quasi. For those who are wondering, I was in an earlier slot before the break, um, and that position had a based on my trade management, I had to close that position. But it came in and triggered again. And since it's an entry order block on the quasi, not based on a fresh order block, whenever I get new signals, I'm supposed to be taking them. So I did. And you can see that I expanded the area because previously I had the TP here, right, as we had it before. But because of the news, right, so if you think about it, right, I'm very close to the TP, right, my first TP that wasn't even hit on the first trade. I'm actually, what am I saying? No one can see my screen. I've been
Yeah, I
on
was
the
gonna say.
calendar for whole eternity and talking about TPs here and there while no one can see. I thought, what was I thinking? Um, I wasn't,
What
apparently.
news we have today? It is core
PCE.
PCE. Okay.
Yeah. So the I'm very close by, but if you think about what can you expect, either it's gonna go against me and I'm gonna get stopped out. I have the distance to my stop loss is 15 pips, which to me is um, acceptable. And if I'm going to, you know, if the market is going to go in the, let's say, 15 pips is within a couple of minutes. If the news is surprising, if it's something that was unexpected, the number that comes out is unexpected, within 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 15 pips is not a lot at all. It can easily travel 30, 40 pips if it's something unexpected, right? If it's a surprising number. So the stop loss will stop me in time, but the high impact news, I want to capture more of that. So that's the reason. It is quite reasonable to expect that the market will push forward. If it goes in my direction, 19 pips is kind of modest as something to be expecting. So the structure, the technical structure is there, the chart pattern is there, and I expanded for my target to be say it's about 40 pips from current price. Uh, so that's I think that's more adequate for high impact news. Okay, let me check something else. Someone acts. Hold on. Let me mute myself.
Okay, the news is about to drop in four, almost like 5-ish minutes. So let's see. I don't know. I have a feeling Euro USD gonna go to the upside. I have
Man,
no context of fundamentals, but yeah.
by you have so many fans in the chat, man. People
I
are
was gonna.
even looking at you for they're even looking at you for facial
I
tips.
saw that. No, no, I haven't done that. I've just trimmed a little bit. So yeah.
Nice. Let's take a look at. There's something. Someone asked, "What is what Any thoughts on the news?" Well, from the technical side, that's my approach. I don't look at. I think Samir is the same. I don't look at you know I don't have really an expectation, and even if I had that expectation, I don't let those be a huge input in my trading. Um, and my main strategy that it isn't an input at all, but on my rest of the trading that I do, my views on the fundamentals are I degraded them to a much lower signal. So I'm only looking at the expected range. I'm looking at the volatility, the distance to my stop loss, the distance to my TP, and I close the position, I take some profits off if I'm in profit, or take some risk off. And that's it. I'm just looking at technicals and probabilistically, approaching it probabilistically, and that's it. So I don't have any other ideas on, if this is going to be bullish or bearish, if who said what, and how is that change, whatever policy the policymakers are likely or less likely to be taking in the future. I don't know if you meant the technical or fundamental, but Sean, but thank you very much for the question. So I look. So actually, it's about 3 minutes now. So actually, we can go to the 1 minute and see what happens. It may not do anything. Sometimes the news is a non-event. Sometimes it doesn't really do anything. And we will see what it is. In this case, I will leave it open, and opening a new trade in the 2 minutes before and 2 minutes after these high impact news is not permitted on certain programs at the fifers. But if you're already in the trade, there's no problem holding it through, even if it hits your stop loss. If your entry was before, that's okay. Um,
I
okay,
think it's still
let's.
not a breach, right? If anybody is
No.
opening the trade in the profits is not given,
Oh,
right?
the profit is not given. It's not a breach. It used to be, but the fifers changed it. That you don't get a profit if you hit, if your profitable trade was entered within that period. Meaning there's no incentive to take the trade at all. But it does not penalize you if you did it by accident, or your pending order got hit within those 4 minutes, but you didn't intend for that to happen, so you're not losing the account.
Yeah, that is
That's
very
very
ethical
nice.
actually.
Yeah, that's
Like
very
we
nice.
are
I think
not.
that's very
Exactly.
reasonable for. Yeah, it's good. That's the fifers is being a true Bahia, true Bahia. All right, let's continue. Um, okay. While the market is getting there, we have a minute and a little bit more. I wanted to actually go to gold, because gold is positioning itself quite nicely. Look at that entry order block on the 5 minute, and you never know what will happen with the news, but I'm gonna zoom out and show you the whole area. We had a first reaction on that entry order block on this quasi, and now we are basically created a second
Alright,
or
news is
a
here in 30 seconds.
it is. Let me check.
I'm seeing
Let me
a
go to
reaction on US 30 already.
okay.
So 20 seconds. US 30 is already pushing higher before the news, which
Something leaked.
is yeah,
All
yeah, the
right.
weekly high. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. No, I was gonna say. So this is interesting. The market is clearly reacting to the order block below, indicating the. It looks like the market before the news, in any case, is looking to go higher. But the question is, what will the market do as the news comes out? Will it continue with that path, or will it just crash down and create and break all these structures we have from the left? That's the question. Is first movement is to the downside, as we can see, but it might only be volatility and nothing else. And on EU, you can see that the market just made a huge bar. We'll have it's too early to say anything. First reaction is of course to the downside, but I mean we see this all the time, right? The market does some price discovery, goes one end to the other end for maybe a minute, maybe a few minutes, and then actually starts off with the actual move that can last hours and sometimes even more than that. So far, the first candle closed as a bearish candle. We'll have to see. We'll have to see if the market is whether or not I'm gonna leave the position open. By the way, if it hits my stop loss, then that's it. I mean, I accept that when I entered. It's okay. I'm not gonna be closing it now because it's getting close to my break even, and there's really no situation where I will close this position as it is open. I just accept it. Um, yeah. Hold on. Let me check gold again. Uh, 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 uh.
gold is going down.
Yeah, it is indeed. Let me go to the 5 minute, which is where the structure is made. So I would have to wait for the 5 minute to close. So that still needs about 3 minutes. So even if it squeezes below the area, that's okay. And there is a last area here, which is quite tight. I always like these tight areas because you can get in with a bigger size, very risking the same but much bigger size than, for example, something like that. So far,
Okay, it is
looking
gold.
good. Looking good. Let me check. Do we have anything here you want to? No, there is a little area here on that quasi on that microstructure. We're getting right there. So let's wait to see if it has the reaction or not. There we go. See if it reacts from this level or not. That could be an indication to hold if you were thinking of holding, and if not, look at that. First little reaction there, right? Just a reaction. It's nothing really. Yeah, but it's not a coincidence that it's looking like it's going to print a bullish candle on this whole drop. Looking, because it hasn't yet, and it can still turn into a bearish candle eventually. We're only halfway through that candle. In the meantime, someone invited me to India, apparently. So it looks, Samir, it looks like I'm going to be visiting you soon.
Yeah, definitely.
Unbiased trader, I think he's inviting me. Am I reading too much into this message? I'm not sure. Um, yeah, he didn't say come and visit India. He didn't say go either.
Let's see what
Not sure.
USD JPY is doing. But yeah, you are definitely invited. So yeah,
Thank you. I invited myself. No, unbiased trader should get the credit. Let's see. We have NQ. Let's go to NQ. All right. Thanks, man. Let's take a look at higher time frame before we go on. We have the market on the higher time frame being bearish on NQ, right? And we haven't reached anything significant before, and the market did have a push, and that impulsive move can have surely can have a second round, and maybe even push higher. But overall, it looks like the trend is to the downside. So the question is, will it have another push, or maybe even two, before it continues lower? That's the question basically for today. And let's go to the lower time frames. There isn't officially a, there is, yes, there is a quasi right here. Let me indicate this. On the 2 hour, it is actually much nicer. On the 2 hour, this is the entry order block. There, that's the entry order block. But it has reacted. You can still take it because it's a quasi entry. See the reaction that we had? That's based on that order block on the 2. On the 1, it is much wider, which is okay. I think I would be interested in looking for longs from that area, right? Looking for longs for that area, and then targeting this. I would, let me check the distances. Yeah, that seems like a nice area to be targeting. I'm not convinced yet that the market will, totally break out. So I would want to keep, if I'm going long, I would want to keep it, moderate, and not, expecting it goes to the moon or anything. But should we be going long? That's the question. Let's look at tighter areas, or zooming in on the 4 hour. We do have a level. We are reacting from a bearish H4. So I could be looking. I didn't take the. I'm not in the trade, but that would be a reason to look for sells from that level, and longs from the level below, of course. So we can take this out. That's already gone, and we did have a beautiful level here. Look at that. Look at those. Beautiful. Beautiful. Mamma mia. All right, that's
So
there
where
we
you
go.
would have taken this trade if you would have,
A short.
yeah,
On the on the 4 hour, this would be the cue to go short, or to look for a short. I'm sorry, and this would be the one of the areas to look for the short. Um, there, that's the area. And if you based it on the 2 hour, there isn't. Well, there is another area here as well. So it's up to you to figure, this as well. Both of these areas are valid areas in my mind. So that would mean that you would be looking for entries on this area, and earlier you would be looking for this area as well. This would have been, well, this would have been in my trading time period. Let me see, and that would mean, let's see,
and one
the
thing also I want to ask, do you have any fixed sessions, or
I do.
whenever you get this setup?
No, I
Okay.
do. So so this would be the left shoulder, the head, the neckline. So that means that from this moment on, here, I start looking, and you can see it actually already. That's a beautiful quasi. Look at that. There, that would be the area which I didn't take. Right. So left shoulder, neckline, head, activation goes there, and from here you need to read the market to understand whether or not it reacted sufficiently enough for you. So let me put it in the place in the structure in there. That's the head. That's the activation. This is the one right shoulder, and here you have another right shoulder, and it goes to the first target would be this right here. This would be the first target for that, and that would be for this one, but only based on the 5 minute. And I normally target on hourly levels, so that means I will have to look for. Yeah, I would have put it here, just a little bit before that. So that means that I wouldn't be out of the trade yet. I would wait for that to happen. And basically, you get the area, you know, depending on where you got your trigger, uh, something like that, or lower, depending on what kind of trigger you have, and targeting that level, something like that. That would be. There's even multiple entries there. All right. Um, let me look at. I didn't take this for transparency's sake. Let's go check how the EU is performing. Well, first, let's check gold. Gold is still holding that level. So I'm very intrigued to see if the market is going to reverse back and push back. Did we just go and sweep liquidity before actually going where the structure was already telling us it wanted to go? Or did the news change something fundamentally here, pun intended, and we are going to break these structures? Let me take a look. All right, so the market is kind of took away the zest of the setup. As I said, I'm not going to touch this trade. Just gonna let it play out. Nice little reaction there on. Look at that order block. I mean, isn't that a beautiful thing? And it doesn't always hold and go in the opposite direction. Sometimes it just reacts and then eventually break it. But that's beyond the point. The point is that it does react on these levels, these areas, and that's a pattern. That's a behavior. That's a repeatable behavior of the market, and that's exactly what you need to be profitable. A repeatable behavior of the market. Whatever it is, if it is repeatable and you can recognize it before, and you can know where, how much, how long it repeats for, bingo, that's your edge. Trade with Mike. Hi, Mike. How are you doing, Mike 8? My YouTube channel. This is the channel where you'll find me. I'm not stating this is my channel. I'm part of this. Don't get me wrong. But yes, this is where you could find me. I don't have a specific channel that I'm, sharing content on. Thank you for the interest, by the way. I like your profile pic. A turtle. That means a lot in trading.
All right.
Perhaps you're a
That
trend.
NAS.
Sorry to interrupt you, Samir.
No problem.
Perhaps our friend Mike is a trend follower because that's what the turtle, refers to in trading, right? The turtle traders. One of those great anecdotes or stories from great traders, great market wizards kind of traders, the turtles. Someone requesting here some support. Kawish says I'm competing 1 versus 1 on the 5 futures after this is over in about 1 hour from now. Look at that reaction as we're talking, man. If that isn't beautiful, I don't know what is. Look at that reaction, man. Anyways, coming back to Kawish. Kawish says, after an hour, join me there as support. By the way, there will be one spot there you can compete to and win a 100K account. Kawish, thank you for that little info. And yes, we hope many of our viewers, if not all, because everyone, whenever this session is over, everyone will be transported, teleported to the futures channel. So that sounds like time traveling. Teleported to the futures channel, and there you can join. You can support Kawish for that. I you know teleported to the future. Time traveling. Let me check.
Did you said anything?
No, I was just talking about the battle we had. That was crazy stuff.
Yeah, that was amazing. And actually, a lot of people are missing out. They don't even know that we are doing these kind of things in the industry where viewer is getting to battle against the host. So guys, if you want your friends, your I don't know, your trader friend, yeah, to be a part of this kind of stream or this kind of opportunity, make sure you are subscribing to this channel and like this stream, and you can share this stream to your friends so that they can be a chance, they can be a, they can be a part of these kind of competitions. So yeah, I was way too focused on us 30. My
No
tongue
problem at
just
all,
got
man.
slipped a little bit.
You did.
But yeah, this maybe Remy can share my screen. I can share my plan for NYSE, what I'm gonna be doing. So we are 44 minutes away from the New York Stock Exchange. Let's see how much time it is. It is something like this, yeah. I think even if 2 3 candles come here and we reacted from this support and resistance area, I think this can be a good area to look for some longs. And this will be a trendline liquidity type of thing where this will be liquidated and then the real move. And yeah, I'm too focused on that weekly high, which I think it is very close. So it may can get to this point. So the only way for me to be in that wave is if price tested this area, and on the 1 minute time frame I see some kind of pattern and slowdown of momentum. That will be the indication, and you can expect me to be in this buy. I know the stream will be ended in 43-ish minute, but I'm giving them a bias prior. So if price tested this area and we see some kind of reaction on the 200 EMA on the 50-minute or even 5 minute, so I can be in this trade here. Let me go to the daily time frame. Am I missing anything? Yeah, this is also the daily support and resistance area. So this is a quite decent area to look for some longs. So I can even extend this like this area to just match that daily support area. So yeah, even if I'm not in the stream or we are not in this stream while NYC is there, so I'm giving you my plan for the day. Some kind of rejection, expect me to be in the buy, and if your analysis is also aligning with the thing, your pattern is there, then yeah, I can be in this trade. So I'm gonna be looking closely at US 30, Nasdaq. Yeah, this is just the, I'm not in this trade, but this trade would have made sense. Supply demand liquidity concepts, as I mentioned, it works amazingly on NAS. These EMA support resistance concepts work amazingly in US 30. So yeah. And how many of you guys are trading indices, or you guys are way too focused on gold or maybe forex? Let me know in the chat. I'm just curious. Let's see how many viewers we have. I forgot to check how much love we are getting today. All right. In the meanwhile, let us know in the chat what kind of asset you are into or you trade.
Nice, nice. The market seems to be pushing back after the news and is right there at that EU. I'm gonna switch back to mine if that's okay with you. Uh, Bahia. Um, we will be looking at. We're right there at that moment, right? After this is the edge. This is the ledge, right? To me, well, we have this whole area is still valid. But this would be the first the first level where you would be thinking of taking a, well, at least me, and that's the last level that at least this area, this price action gets. That's the line in the sand for the whole area, and for the whole idea is actually on the 5 minute, as long as the hourly is not um, invalidated. So it means that even if this gets taken away, if the market gets back and creates another quasi here with an order block right there, then that's still valid because it is within the 5 minute. And as long as the 1 hour is still valid, I'll still be taking a long right there. But the market is reacting on the current level. Look at that.
Trade with Mike is saying that if we stream regularly, yes, we do. And Monday to Thursday, you can find us here on the same channel, of course. So, yes, we do stream regularly.
Yes, yes, we do. Both of us. We have a whole team. Um, okay, lovely, lovely. You found us, Trained with Mike. We're happy. We're happy you found us. Click on that subscribe button so you get notified whenever we get another video out, or you can find us easier by having us as a subscriber. Okay. Maybe you can take this, Samir. What is your daily bias for Nasdaq?
All right, let's do it. So, how I make my daily bias on NAS is completely different to US 30. You have to understand this thing and why it is different, because I'm noticing these indices and it is just experience. I've noticed few concepts works better on NAS and some other concepts works better on US 30. So the way I see NAS is based on some liquidity, fair value gaps, and market structure, kind of concepts. So the way I'm seeing right now is, so this was the last daily high. Actually, this is the inside bar. So I think this New York Stock Exchange, when it opens, some of this area, or either this or this, will get swept. So now we have to be on that side of the market where we think that price may can go towards to, you can, if you want to put it that way. 4 hour time frame, definitely we are respecting the supply area. So now let's go to the 1 hour. 1 hour, we are respecting this area. And now the question is that if New York Stock Exchange session will break this, then maybe we can get a retest. This will be the play for today. Or we continue and then maybe we retest some kind of area. Right now I see this is a rejection block, and there will also be some kind of order block, fair value gap, of course, because that is just the fancy terms, but it 90% of the time co-align with some kind of support or resistance area. So there will of course be any kind of supply demand area. So ideal situation will be we go down, we test that area, and then I think this low will be gone. We can even potentially take out the previous day low. So this is the plan for Nasdaq. If we continued bearish, we break the structure, definitely, which is indicating the sellers are strong. We are not really breaking these highs. So I will like to short that at the retest. So this is the trade idea number one, short like this. Okay. Trade idea number two, if we break out retest. Trade idea number three, if we impulsed way too much, we didn't even get a chance to enter, then I will get involved in some kind of buying opportunity. But for that, I think this area will be good to enter some buys. We can even mark this trend line, which is aligning with this area. So for this scenario, I have to wait. So I will wait for, I don't know how much time it will take, but I have to wait, and then I can trade some reversal here. So these are the three trade ideas I have. And yeah, I don't have a fixed daily bias. I like to see where the momentum is, and the first 15-minute candle usually tells you what price wants to do in the New York Stock Exchange session. Of course, not 100% of the time you can get it correct, but at least even if you are correct like 50 60% of the time, still you are making money in this market. So I have three trade ideas on NAS. Let's see what makes sense and we can act accordingly. I like to adapt to the market. I can see structure on the lower time frame, on the 15, on the 5, on the even on the 1 minute, and I can make my bias accordingly. I have, as I mentioned, I have three trade ideas. So yeah, but US30, I'm a little bit more interested in US30. Why? Because this is a very good supporter resistance area and market structure is bullish. It is well established. You can see this was a high. Actually, this is low, high, and this was a low, high, low. I think right now this is in the range. So even if we test some kind of area, the possibility of continuing this trend is a little bit higher. And yeah, my reference point is this near the 200 EMA. It is a main part of this strategy on US30, 200 EMA. If price is way too away from this 200 EMA, I like to take reversal trades. If price is, having the continuation moves, I like to stick with that continuation. And this market condition is good. And I think when did I took? Yeah, this was a very shitty market condition. It was on August. Yeah, start of the August. Here I took some losses. I think I have blown one account here. It was summer plan, and I've blown the account. So here, I think this was also a losing day. I remember. No, actually, it was a winning day. See, I have the trades in my mind, back of the mind, where in what session what I did. I still remember what I did in this on this day. I entered a buy at this order block, took a stop loss. I gave this trade a second chance. I entered a sell on this VWAP retest and this supply retest, assuming or uh, anticipating that we can test this 200 EMA. I still remember what I did on this day. So I want you to remember your trades. Don't take random trades that you can't even remember what you did on which session, what you did. I missed this trade. I remember this was a very beautiful setup. Price tested the VWAP, and this is also the setup I have where price is way too away from 200 EMA. You can test that. I missed this trade. So yeah, I know what I did in what session. So I think uh, that is the kind of trader you should be. Like even if you make the mistake, you should know in what session what kind of mistake you made, so that in next session you can avoid that.
Yeah, that's you need to be aware, right? If you want to correct anything, that's what journaling helps you with, most traders with. Being, forcing yourself to think back and reflect on how the day went, how you executed, how the market moved. Are there new patterns? Are you emerging on the chart, or perhaps in your data, in your trade history? Is there something specific happening? Is there, for example, at the beginning or before, losing streaks on your trade history? If you analyze that, you will see that a lot of the times you can pinpoint certain things happening before losing streaks. When if you're totally rule based, then perhaps those things might be something on the chart, might be something in news release, or might be something on market regime, trend change. But if you're not rule based and you're very discretionary, these changes that you can find are probably not only on your chart and on your price and on the outside world, but things that are happening to you. Meaning and that's the importance of journaling. You'll find, for example, that you may have had a rough day, a rough week prior to the losing week. Maybe you had a sort of a stressor in your life at that moment, or maybe a couple of days before, or maybe lack of sleep. Something very simple, but it can be profoundly impactful for your trading, especially if you are, um, if it is discretionary trading, then for sure you'll be very sensitive to these factors. But if it is rule based, then maybe either the market or the things, the inner workings or the internal factors that affect you may have something to do with your execution, meaning you become less subjective, become less patient, and more vulnerable for making these mistakes or things that lead up to these losing streaks and outsized, losing more than you should. Every strategy loses from time to time. But if you're not solid, you're not rock solid in your, your mindset, you will likely make these losses much bigger than they should be based on the strategy alone.
Topperoni has a very good question. How do I transition from forex to indices, like position sizes? Yeah, I can cover that. So if you want to transition to forex to indices, I'm talking about CFD right now. If you're trading with the fivers and you are strictly trading Euro USD, maybe gold some days. So how you can calculate the position size? It is very simple, guys. First of all, go to your. I can even bring my MetaTrader 5, but it will take some time. I have to switch the screen here and there. But go to your contract size. See what kind of contract size you have and how you can find that on
Maybe
your.
so sorry,
Yeah.
Samir. Maybe I can go to my chart, and while you check that on the background, you get everything ready. Because I wanted to interrupt anyways because the structure start breaking, and the setup is no longer valid. Right? Look,
Oh,
look.
okay.
It closed below the 5 minute, which is this level. It hasn't invalidated the 1 hour yet. That is actually it did because
Okay, I'm
it
gonna.
just closed. Yeah, it just closed. It invalidated the whole area. So not only on the 5 minute, but also the whole setup is gone. So now there is nothing else to be done. I lost that last trade after I took a little, got out a little profit there. So as I'll have to check how much that is, but I think it is I think point 0.4 are in profit when you combine them two. But on this one, of course, I lost the trade. 1 hour there, and this was 1.4, I think. I'll have to check that.
Okay,
Um, the
that is
but
a.
while I do that, maybe you can check the MT5 because I think
Yeah.
it's quite important, right? How do someone find out, easily? Is there any tricks, anything? How do you do it? Since you trade
Mm-hmm.
the indices almost exclusively, um, well, you trade other assets as well, but you trade Nasdaq and Dow Jones a lot. Um, how do you do it? Whenever you're ready, we'll switch to your screen again, Samir.
No problem. Actually, I already have the MetaTrader 5, so maybe Remy can share the screen.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna be telling you very easy method to calculate the lot size and everything. So definitely there are position sizing tools, but if you don't wanna use any of it, just go to your MetaTrader 5, right click, go to specifications, and then it
We can we can see your pop-up menus. We can only see
can see it.
the background. So I think you will have to screenshot the menu, or I don't know, because there's
I'll share the entire window. I think now it should be.
you sure?
Yeah, I'm not gonna be clicking anywhere else. So yeah, I'll just shut the entire window after this. But anyways, so just go to US 30. I mean, whatever indices you want to trade, go to specifications, which is here. Okay, on your mobile it will be I think detail, but here on the web terminal it is specifications. After that, just find out contract size. It is on the third tab. It is 1. Okay, some brokers will have 10, some will have 20, some will have 5, but with the fivers it is 1. Now you know the contract size, and now you are aware about the contract size basically. And similarly, if you want to trade NAS 100, go to specifications, and it will show what kind of contract size you have. Okay, it is 1. So what I do, I go to calculator, and I just see what kind of stop loss I want to put. Let's say if my stop loss is 100 points. Okay, so you multiply your point value or your stop loss with the contract size, which is 1 here. Okay, of course it is 100 points, and then risk divided by this stop loss size. That is the formula. Like for an example, you want to risk 0.5% on $100,000 account, which is 500 divided by 100. 5 lots you have to take. Okay, So that is a very easy method that I use. Like for an example, some broker will have five contract size. Similarly, if your stop loss is 100 points into five, okay, so this is your point value, okay, or your stop loss size. Now if you want to risk 500, or even if you want to risk 0.25% on $100,000 account, or 1% on 25,000, which is 250 divided by that number we have, 500. So this is your lot size. So that's how I calculate that. uh, Indices lot size, I don't use any position size calculator, but in the fibers it is very easy to calculate the lot size, because the contract size is 1, so you don't have to multiply that figure with any other number. So how I do it, let's say I want to risk $1,000, which is 1% of my $100,000 account, divided by, let's say my stop loss is 100 points, so my lot size, I'm gonna take 10 lots. Okay, so basically contract size is telling you the stop loss size in points. If Nasdaq moves 1 point, it is 1 pip. But if your contract size is different, then you multiply that point value with that contract size. So I hope I cleared your question. And the analysis part, it is simple. I come live every day. You can learn from me how I do it. Actually, I tried finding the position size calculator online. It was giving different lots every time. So I think this is the most easy way for me. I tried position size, finding that online. As we have, as every broker have different contract size.
Wh- which one did you try out?
I think I tried out. I forgot the name of the calculator, but I tried 2 3 different platforms back in the days. Probably it has been
Oh,
a year or two, so I didn't really.
so there there is one very popular one. It's called PSC, Position Size Calculator. Duh. PSC. It is from the website earnforex.com. We're not affiliated. It's very popular. Lots of traders use it, and it's very usually it's to my knowledge is it calculates the lot size nicely, quickly, automatically. You can set in your stop loss, and it will. You can even put on hot keys based on your um, your stop loss line. So meaning while the market is moving, before and during you intend to enter the market, and by the time you hit it, by the last moment before it puts in your position, it will calculate it at the very last minute, so it'll be very accurate to get in your position precisely at the size that you want. Very good one. Earn Forex, exactly. It is right there in the chat. Thank you. Did you do that, Samir? Nice.
Yeah, earn forex it is, right?
Yes.
Okay, you can do that. You can do position size calculation that way also, but this was the also way to calculate the position size. Just if you're in the fivers, just divide your risk by your stop loss, which is in points, so you will get that lot size. That's why some people say you are taking 10, 20, 30 lot size, but we have one contract size. So
Mm.
that's how we are able to take um, these much lot size, because risk is still that 1% or 0.5% or 1.5%, whatever I'm risking. But we are
Mm-hmm.
very close to the New York Stock Exchange open, and that buying idea is still valid. We haven't really, I mean, we are away from that level that I have marked on US 30. So, yeah, try FX
Um.
calculator, it is good one. Yeah, I found my
Yeah.
comfort. Yeah,
No. Go ahead, please.
I was gonna say, I think BG91 was asking, try
Mm-hmm.
FX calculator. I have found out my comfort in this, which is using calculator. So, yeah, I used to
I think it
use.
is. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. You want to
I think
interrupt?
it's a good idea to do it. Everyone do it. By yourself without using anything. a couple of times with your calculator because it helps you understand, okay, this is too much very quickly. And maybe that's everything you need. Maybe your setup is, you don't need to be very quick, just need to be accurate. And you can do it with your calculator because, it keeps your mind active. And if that's the case, like Samir does it, then you do whatever feels with the least friction. However, if you need to get in quickly, and you need to get in, if let's say every second counts, as long as there is, I assume that's the case. Not literally every second, but price does move very quickly from one second to the other when it is at these levels. You want to have the exact level, and you you know just get a number that covers it, or you could put in, you could use some kind of position size calculator to get the exact number. I like it because um, for some entries it's relevant. For others, it doesn't really matter. I mean, if I get in a minute or 2 minutes afterwards, it's gonna be roughly okay. To same levels roughly. I mean, and other times where I'm very very tight, it may make a difference of a 5 second delay could cost maybe a pip or two. Um, when the market is moving fast, and that can change the stats already because your risk profile will be different if you're risking, let's say, in my case, you're risking, instead of risking 2.5 pips, you're risking just two, or you get the point, right? It can be multiple digit percentage in difference, but that's only maybe an edge case that's not applicable for the majority of traders out there. Someone
Let's see what
asking, Mike is asking, where are you from, Samir?
I am from India. So yeah, actually we have a host from every part of the world. So yeah,
Nice. All right, the market is breaking, is not holding. It didn't hold the level. It looks like we have a continuation of that move. We already had an idea. It was much more clearer on GU. We talked about that. I didn't get a signal on GU though. We did have this level we talked about, which didn't trigger me, but that was a beautiful entry for those who did catch it. On EU, we are at the last level. The last level right now being hit as we speak. Let's go there. Will the market react to this level or not? That's the last. I like actually these levels because they are, you know, uh, they allow me in any case to get a very tight area. Let's see if we can see something here. All right, so this is the neckline. That's on the 1 minute. That's the head left shoulder. And if it does get triggered, that will be the entry or the block. Easy peasy. As easy as eating a Hawaiian pizza. All right. So let's see if the market is.
my dog. I'll be back in 1 minute.
Take your time. Take your time. That happens when you're streaming live, right? You can't control everything around you. Um, let's take a look at the market. This is the last area on. This is on the 5 minutes. A 5 minute uh, entry order block on that quasi. Yeah, this is the 5 minute last structure on the whole last area on the whole structure, which is quite large. So you want to be looking for. Let me get this straight. Right, so the overlap is here. We do not
That
have
I
the same
freaky.
overlap here. We do have an entry order block on the 1 hour, but it doesn't have the age for overlap, meaning, it depends on your strategy whether or not you're allowed to take that. See the reaction, right? That's a repeatable pattern, the one that we've been talking about, that I've been talking about. The market creates this over and over again. Whenever we hit these levels, the market very often will have a clear
Yes, one the
reaction to
face.
it. Sometimes it goes away without me. Other times, I'm able to get in and hop on. Nice. All right. Later on today, we're gonna have a session on Discord, and you're all invited to join in about what, an hour and a half from now. In 15 minutes, this hour stream here will come to an end, and you'll be directed to our futures channel, where Dave and the marvelous team around him will guide you through the market from the future side of things. And on Discord, as I said, we will have a session where we come together, we discuss everything trading while we're watching at the market, while we're, it could be random, related to trading, but it could be random things, right? Sometimes we talk about, how to trade perhaps the news, other times how to trade, how to manage your position as it is open. Could be different things depending on what the crowd, but depending on the interaction with the crowd. And let's see, we have the quasi being retested right here. This is the entry order block on that. Let's see if it has a reaction. Look at that. That's not coincidence. Look at that. That's a no coincidence. Look at that. Okay. Hey, Lero. How are you doing? Um, let's check. BG91. BG91, we're going to be, let me check. You want me to look at the NZD US dollars? Let's take a look at that. We have about less than 15 minutes for that. So let's do that. I'm going to do a quick higher time frame breakdown, so we have the proper perspective on all the, you know time frames. We've already had a first retest of this level, so this becomes less important. We have a monthly here. Okay, so just we understand everything. We are coming from the second retest of this, but it's still useful. Okay, on the weekly, we actually have a quasi, do we? Yes, we do. That makes this the target. And all right, so eventually, or even since they're very tight, even that would make sense. That's on the weekly time frame. But in the meantime, let's see what we have. All right, so this is the second retest. Right, this is the first retest. This is the second retest. So basically, that allows us, that changes the direction, changes the probability price will eventually move away from it and go through the level. Eventually, right? We don't know that yet. Didn't reach the order block on. Didn't reach it, but it did reach the one before, right? So it did not reach. It didn't use this one, but it did use the bigger one. So Hmm. Yeah, this makes sense. This target right here makes a lot of sense. Let's see. You guys make me blush. Trade with uh, Krivsk. Okay, let's see. Mm-mm. All right,
All right.
there's another reversal here as well, but what we need to do, yeah, there is a weekly there. It's getting a little bit crowded in that area. That makes it a little bit uh, more difficult. All right, I see that now. What else do we have? We don't have anything here. That is not a quasi. Or it is a quasi, but it isn't. There is no entry or the block on that quasi. So I can't use that. So the daily, on the daily, this will be the break of that. That will be the last significant swing point. Nothing there, and I think same way with U and GU, we have created one last area right there. And if we clear that level, this will be the line in the sand. If we clear this, we will be pushing lower into the next order block below us.